The megastars, the millionaires, the masterminds. Seriously wealthy, glamorous and influential. They are the rich and famous. With their lavish lifestyle and elegant manner, these rich royals lead the fairy tale life that we have all once dreamed of. Queen Elizabeth II, with over 50 years on the throne, she has been given over 350,000 honours, launched 23 ships, visited 129 countries on more than 250 official royal tours, and has around 470 official engagements each year. Not bad for a woman that's now in her 80s. Born in the 1920s, she married in 1947 Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, then to become His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. After the death of her father, King George VI, in 1952, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary was crowned Queen of England at Westminster Abbey in 1953. Becoming the Queen of many countries, including Australia, New Zealand and Jamaica, she resides and is most directly involved with the United Kingdom, being represented by a Governor-General for the other countries. The 16 countries of which she is Queen are known as the Commonwealth Realms, and their combined population is over 129 million. The Queen, as head of state, has many duties to perform on a daily basis, such as ceremonies and receptions, and enlists the help of her 4 children and 8 grandchildren to fill in if she is unable to attend an event. After the Queen's coronation, she, along with Prince Philip, moved to Buckingham Palace in central London, the main official residence of the monarch. It has been reported, though, that Queen Elizabeth prefers to stay at Windsor Castle and considers that, along with Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle, to be her home. She has celebrated many milestones and achievements, mainly being one of the longest reigning monarchs of the UK. Her Silver Jubilee, marking the 25th anniversary of her ascension to the throne, was celebrated by a royal procession and a service of thanksgiving at St Paul's Cathedral in 1977. The event was watched by millions on television and in a number of street parades, and 5 commemorative stamps were printed for the occasion. Her Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years at the throne, was celebrated in 2002 and included the first ever pop concert in the gardens of Buckingham Palace. The celebration was similar to her Silver Jubilee, but was a little more low-key, with the death of her mother and sister in the same year. The Queen, being one of the wealthiest women in the world, surprisingly isn't as rich as some. She has an estimated worth at over $800 million. If you class the royal collections, which includes the crown jewels, as hers, and included her personal art collection and large amounts of property she owns, she would probably then be up in the billions of dollars. But an exact figure will most likely never be known. Queen Elizabeth is a supporter of many charities. Her own charity, the Queen Elizabeth's Foundation, enables adults with disabilities to increase independence and improve life skills. Being a patron of more than 620 charities and organisations, the Queen enjoys large public support and respect in her country. Being loved by many, Queen Elizabeth has shown commitment and dedication throughout her lifetime. Even through harder times, she has always shown a love for her family and continues her ongoing support for the charities and events close to her heart. Harry, the more mischievous younger brother of William, grandson to Queen Elizabeth II, and third in line to the throne, can be referred to as His Royal Highness Prince Henry of Wales. Prince Harry, the son of Charles, Prince of Wales, and the late Diana, Princess of Wales, was born into a family of wealth and royalty, which, like his brother, led to him constantly being in the press, with news reporters and paparazzi following their every step. Following in his brother's footsteps, Harry has become involved in many different organisations and charities, as well as working his day job, in which he earns approximately $44,000 a year as a lieutenant in the British Army. Prince Harry is known as Second Lieutenant in the Blues and Royals Regiment of the Household Cavalry of the British Army. As a tank commander, he is trained to lead a team of 12 men in 4 armoured reconnaissance vehicles. Although Harry has been classed not as academically gifted as William, he still achieved a place at Eton College and easily became one of the lads and popular with fellow students. Harry, the keen sportsman, has a love for abseiling, football and skiing. Showing a similar sensitive and caring side like his mother, Prince Harry launched a charity with Prince Siso of Lesotho, the Centre Ball, the Prince's Fund for Lesotho. The charity is designed to aid children orphaned by HIV/AIDS. Centre Ball is a Sesotho, South African word meaning forget-me-not, which is to honour both Prince's mothers, Diana, Princess of Wales, who passed in 1997, and Queen Mamahato of Lesotho, who died in 2003. Along with his brother William, Harry organised 2 major events to commemorate and celebrate the life of their mother. The first, Concert for Diana, held at Wembley Stadium on July 1st, 2007, on what would have been the Princess's 46th birthday, featured a number of Diana's and the Prince's favourite performers. The concert had an audience of over 60,000 people and was broadcast in 140 countries. It raised money for the Diana, Princess of Wales Fund, Harry's Centre Ball charity and Centrepoint, a charity Prince William is involved with. The second event was a Thanksgiving service for Diana. It was held at the Guards Chapel in Wellington Barracks, London on the 31st of August 2007, the 10th anniversary of Diana's death. It was attended by members of the royal family, the Spencer family, charity representatives and friends of Diana. Prince Harry and William both gave readings at the event.
Quite simply the best mother in the
Harry is involved in a number of other charities, ranging from helping sick children with the charity Well Child and Map Action, which is a UK-based organisation providing mapping services for humanitarian disaster and relief situations around the world. This party boy of the royal family has made headlines across the world with his wild antics. He has been known to get into drunken scuffles with photographers while at nightclubs, but his most controversial was attending a friend's fancy dress party dressed in a Nazi uniform, complete with swastika armband.
should be a good occasion.
He apologised for his poor taste in costume, but many people were still disappointed that Harry did not apologise in person. Although he is part of the royal family and has many responsibilities that most young men don't have, it seems Prince Harry is just trying to lead a normal life. But as a possible future King of England, leading a normal life just seems impossible. Queen Rania has become famous around the world, not just for her title, but also for her efforts to improve educational opportunities for girls and the rights of women. Married to King Abdullah of Jordan, Queen Rania is now one of the most powerful and beautiful women in the world.
We need to amplify these efforts.
Born Born Rania Al Yassin, she has always been a strong, independent woman, gaining a degree in business administration from the American University in Cairo and a diploma of advanced studies degree in management from the HEC University of Paris. After meeting her future husband, Abdullah bin Al Hussein, who at the time was prince, at a dinner party, the two announced their engagement after only 2 months of dating, with the wedding not long after that. The King and Queen of Jordan now have 4 children together. In 2004, Queen Rania was awarded the honorary rank of Colonel in the Jordanian Armed Forces by her own husband, King Abdullah. Queen Rania has made many public appearances, a lot of the time speaking about the misconception about Islam and the woman's role in Islam.
That is conducive for our youth.
Renowned for her philanthropic work, Queen Rania Al Abdullah is involved in a number of different organisations. She cares deeply for the protection of children from violence, the promotion of early childhood development, and the incorporation of technology into school. She has travelled to many countries, including the United States, India and South Africa, to represent Jordan and to contribute to worldwide causes. Some of the organisations she is involved in includes Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunisation, committed to saving children's lives and protecting people's health through the worldwide expansion of mass vaccination programs. Also, the Jordan River Foundation, Jordan Cancer Society and International Youth Foundation, which is a non-profit organisation dedicated to helping young people to be productive, healthy and shape their futures. Helping others is something that Queen Rania is passionate about. She explained, once you feel like others are like you, then you want for others what you want for yourself and you start helping others. Queen Rania is a strong believer that there is a direct relationship between increasing education and eliminating poverty, and believes that if a woman is well educated, she can have control over her income, which will then allow her to change her life and to have choices. In my mind, poverty is a she, says Rania. Using her status for good, Queen Rania's work has been recognised and changes are being made. Jordan's first ever interactive children's museum opened up, and Harvard University in the United States named 2 fellowships for Jordanian women in honour of her. Queen Rania was known around the world at the time of her coronation as the youngest queen in the world. She may look like she's living the fairy tale life, but with power and money comes responsibility. She has certainly proved herself though, giving children and women across the world hope and the dream that anything can be achieved if you work hard and put your mind to it. And Queen Rania is a first-class example of that. Princess Margrethe, eldest daughter to the King of Denmark, was not born to be a monarch. At the time of her birth, it was only men that could rise up the throne of Denmark. But as the years changed, the process of changing the constitution began, and Princess Margrethe soon became the heiress presumptive and next in line to the throne. With the sad death of her father in the 1970s, Princess Margrethe became Queen Margrethe II and stepped up to continue with the royal duties. Married to French diplomat who became His Royal Highness Prince Henrik of Denmark, they had 2 children, Frederik, Crown Prince of Denmark, and Joachim, Prince of Denmark. Frederik, who is heir to the throne of Denmark, has made headlines in recent years with his relationship with Mary Elizabeth Donaldson, an Australian marketing consultant. The pair met when Frederik attended the Sydney Olympics in 2000. With the couple hiding their relationship from the public for quite a while, they finally announced their engagement with the consent from Queen Margrethe. They married in a lavish ceremony in Copenhagen Cathedral, with the wedding festivities held at Fredensborg Palace. Mary then became Her Royal Highness Crown Princess of Denmark. Queen Margrethe II isn't your normal queen. You don't often hear of the Queen being a chain smoker. Although with new laws being enforced and strict rules concerning smoking, the Queen now only continues her habit behind closed doors and will never again be seen smoking in public. If running a country with a population of over 5 million people becomes too much, Queen Margrethe could also earn a living with her artwork. She is an accomplished and critically acclaimed painter and has held many art shows throughout the years. Her creations have been shown in Sweden, Iceland, Germany and Norway, always generating a large crowd. Having been known to take Thursday afternoons as off-duty to devote herself to her creative hobby, she has created Christmas seals and given the proceeds of her illustrated books and calendars to charities. Under the pseudonym of Ingehild Grafma, Queen Margrethe's illustrations appeared in the 1977 edition of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Explaining why she spends so much time pursuing her art, she said, "I get strength to do my job as head of state by permitting myself to express myself through the arts. I think I can also demonstrate that this has made my life as Queen easier for me. Without being able to express myself in a creative way and use the fantasy I have always had, I would probably have felt that it was too hard to reload the batteries." Even though she is a talented artist, she is a hands-on queen, never forgetting that she is the head of state in the Kingdom of Denmark, attending weekly meetings with the government and writing her own speeches. Queen Margrethe's personal fortune is said to be around $12 million, but that's not taking into account her properties and artwork. The Queen also supports many organisations, foundations and associations, such as the Royal Danish Geographical Society, the Hans Christian Andersen Ballet Award and Danish UNICEF Committee. Being an inspiration to lovers of art and as the leader of Denmark, Queen Margrethe lives by her official motto, the help of God, the love of the people, the strength of Denmark. Prince Rainier ruled Monaco for almost 56 years, making him one of the longest ruling monarchs of the 20th century. But he is also remembered for his fairy tale marriage to actress Grace Kelly. Prince Rainier Grimaldi, who served in World War II as an artillery officer, became the sovereign prince of Monaco after the death of Prince Louis II. He met Oscar-winning actress Grace Kelly and they announced their engagement in December 1955. Prince Rainier first gave Grace a friendship ring of diamonds and rubies, but her engagement ring was a 12-carat emerald-cut diamond ring. And in true filthy rich style, they had two wedding ceremonies, a civil wedding and a religious ceremony. Grace sailed to Monaco on the ocean liner Constitution with 65 members of the wedding party. She then received the yacht Dio Juvante too as a wedding gift from her husband-to-be. The first of the two weddings, the civil ceremony on April 18, 1956, Grace wore a pale pink taffeta dress with cream-coloured lace, white gloves and a Juliet cap. Rainier wore striped trousers, a white vest with a grey tie and a black morning coat. The 80 guests at the civil ceremony were lucky enough to witness Rainier and Grace exchange their vows in French. The second religious wedding, on April 19, was held at the St Nicholas Cathedral in front of 600 guests. The church was decorated with white lilacs, hydrangeas, lilies and snapdragons. The wedding was televised and was watched by an estimated 30 million people. It was called the Wedding of the Century. There were 6 bridesmaids, 6 junior attendants and some big-name guests, including Cary Grant and Aristotle Onassis. For this wedding, Rainier wore a Napoleonic military type of uniform that he designed himself, and Grace's wedding gown was a gift from the MGM studios. The dress was a high-neck, long-sleeved gown with a fitted torso and swelling skirt made of 25 yards of silk taffeta. For their honeymoon, they cruised around in the Dio Juvanti too, making a number of stops in Villagrange, Spain and Corsica. This may seem all a little over the top, but for Prince Rainier, nothing was over the top. In more recent years, his personal fortune is said to be worth $1.5 billion, with most of that comprising of real estate, art and his extremely large stamp collection. He also has a collection of antique cars, ranging from military to horse-drawn carriages, to classic and prestige. Rainier received a lot of credit for putting Monaco on the map. Less than a square mile in area, it has been in the Grimaldi family for more than 7 centuries. And when Rainier took the reins, the real money-making began. He was able to attract tourists from all over to visit his casinos and hotels. And with marrying Grace, that certainly helped this principality. Prince Rainier promoted Monaco as a tax haven, real estate development opportunity, and an international tourist attraction. Prince Rainier has a lot to be remembered for, turning Monaco into a popular destination. And before his death was the second longest reigning monarch. But most people will remember the fairy tale romance between him and his princess. Low-key, with the death of her mother and sister in the same year. The Queen, being one of the wealthiest women in the world, surprisingly isn't as rich as some. She has an estimated worth at over $800 million. If you class the royal collections, which includes the crown jewels, as hers, and included her personal art collection and large amounts of property she owns, she would probably then be up in the billions of dollars. But an exact figure will most likely never be known. Queen Elizabeth is a supporter of many. The 16 countries of which she is Queen are known as the Commonwealth realms, and their combined population is over 129 million. The Queen, as head of state, has many duties to perform on a daily basis, such as ceremonies and receptions, and enlist the help of her 4 children and 8 grandchildren to fill in if she is unable to attend an event. After the Queen's coronation, she, along with Prince Philip, moved to Buckingham Palace in central London, the main official residence of the monarch. It has been reported, though, that Queen Elizabeth prefers to stay at Windsor Castle and considers that, along with Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle, to be her home. She has celebrated many milestones and achievements, mainly being one of the longest reigning monarchs of the UK. Her Silver Jubilee, marking the 25th anniversary of her ascension to the throne, was celebrated by a royal procession and a service of thanksgiving at St Paul's Cathedral in 1977. The event was watched by millions on television and in a number of street parades, and 5 commemorative stamps were printed for the occasion. Her Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years at the throne, was celebrated in 2002 and included the first ever pop concert in the gardens of Buckingham Palace. The celebration was similar to her Silver Jubilee, but was a little more than 50 official royal tours and has around 470 official engagements each year. Not bad for a woman that's now in her 80s. Born in the 1920s, she married in 1947 Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, then to become His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. After the death of her father, King George VI, in 1952, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary was crowned Queen of England at Westminster Abbey in 1953. Becoming the Queen of many countries, including Australia, New Zealand and Jamaica, she resides and is most directly involved with the United Kingdom, being represented by a Governor-General for the other countries. The megastars, the millionaires, the masterminds. Seriously wealthy, glamorous and influential. They are the rich and famous. With their lavish lifestyle and elegant manner, these rich royals lead the fairy tale life that we have all once dreamed of. Queen Elizabeth II, with over 50 years on the throne, she has been given over 350,000 honours, launched 23 ships, visited 129 countries on more than 250